this. Actually, they deserve this, you know. We don't want to do this by our own choice. We are doing this because they deserve
Yes,
this.
we can do it. We can Nepal. Youth can do it. And Nepal is here. People can do it. And we will change Nepal. This is the future of Nepal. No
Something historic is happening in Nepal right now. And I think that every freedom-loving human being needs to see it. A youth-led uprising is unfolding in Nepal right now, and they are not doing it for freebies. They are not doing it for socialism, not for climate justice, okay? But for something a lot older and a lot more dangerous to the elites, for accountability. The Nepal youth are seeking accountability. For some reason, the corporate press is not showing you this, okay? The United Nations are not tweeting about this important event going on. World leaders are mostly silent. But on the streets of Kathmandu, young people are risking their lives because they are sick and tired of being robbed by the same people who promised to protect and care for them. And this situation is not just restricted to Nepal alone, okay? It is a mirror, a warning shot for the global elite. And the youth in Nepal just loaded the chamber.
I'm not sure what's quite going on. They've broken into this building right here. Oh my God, the scenes of this riot have just got real. What's behind me is hundreds of people breaking through the main gate. There are riot police the other side. And they have pushed all the way from back there.
One night in jail.
One night in jail, they kept you.
Right now we are coming from jail.
From custody.
And I'm happy by seeing this.
You just got out?
Yeah.
You got freed?
Yeah.
Legally or illegally?
Legally.
Legally.
Thank you, my brother.
Congratulations to freedom.
Yes, freedom.
Country? From UK.
UK?
Yeah.
Oh.
What just happened in there? Explosions?
That's burning.
Burning?
Yeah.
Gas?
Parliament burning. Yeah.
Parliament burning?
Yeah.
Parliament is burning?
Yeah.
Parliament is burning.
Parliament burning from we people.
Yeah. Okay, man.
Okay.
Nice to meet you. Safe.
Thanks.
Please be safe.
Okay.
So, you heard it. Parliament is burning. Parliament is burned.
यो राष्ट्रको झण्डा हो यो राष्ट्रको झण्डा म एउटा जर्नलिस्ट भएको नाताले पनि देशको नागरिक हो
I cannot believe my eyes right now. The whole of Parliament is on fire. People are dancing. None of it is left. Look at it. The whole building is burned through. People holding Nepali flags on top of the fire engines. What the fuck am I witnessing right now?
Fuck politician, fuck KPOD.
Now, Nepal is a country built on broken promises, okay? This is exactly the same for my country, Nigeria. But let us focus on Nepal right now because this is unfolding in Nepal. Now, Nepal's political system is a disaster, a revolving door of corrupt politicians, weak coalitions, dynastic elites, and fake democracy. This country have had 15 prime ministers in 15 years. Yes, you heard that right, okay? No reasonable person would call that governance. That is just a excuse. The ruling parties, whether the left, the centrist, or the populists, have turned Nepal into a playground for backdoor deals, nepotism, and Chinese and Indian influence peddling, okay? For Nepal citizens, to get a government job, they need bribes or family connections. Meanwhile, honest citizens rot in unemployment. The Nepali government claimed it was running a democracy, but that couldn't be farther from the truth, okay? Because the truth is that Nepal became a cartel. And just like every cartel, it protects itself, not the people. Now, this country did not suddenly erupt into chaos, okay? This has been a pressure cooker for years, even decades. What we are seeing now is the result of years and years of government failure, unchecked corruption, and the arrogance of a political class that treats the country like a personal inheritance. Politicians and their kids live like royalty. Private schools, luxury cars, foreign trips, designer clothes, and they flaunt their wealth online, while the average Nepalese citizens earns barely $1,200 per year. Money meant for roads, hospitals, schools end up in Swiss bank accounts, real estate in Bangkok, or luxury SUVs. Contracts go to cronies. Public land gets sold off to foreign investors. Tax money disappears into committees and consultants, okay? While the regular citizen suffers. The Nepali politicians are not just mismanaging funds, okay? They are outrightly stealing from the Nepalese citizens. So you may be wondering, why now? Why did the youth decide to act now? Well, I'm going to tell you what sparked this revolution, because yes, this is a revolution, okay? It is a revolution going on in Nepal right now. So the current Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Sharma Oli, and his administration banned social media in Nepal. They disconnected Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, even WhatsApp, okay? Now, they gave the reason for the ban of these apps were because these platforms were not registered with the government. But that was a lie, because the truth was much simpler, which is simply because they could not control the narrative. Gen Z, the most connected, most informed generation in history, began to expose the hypocrisy, the backroom deals, the money stolen. These young people in Nepal were using these social media platforms to expose these corrupt politicians. They were leaking videos of politicians partying with public money. They are sharing inflation numbers, comparing Nepal's poverty to progress in other countries, organizing protests, and coordinating communications with each other about the corruption in their country. Now, the government panicked, and they did what every authoritarian government does, okay? They tried to pull the plug, and that was when they shut it all down. They shut down all the social media platforms in Nepal by falsely claiming that these apps were not registered with the government. They wanted to cut Nepal off from the world, okay, to silence the youth and to make sure that no one could know what was happening in Nepal. I think the people in my generation are unstoppable, especially when we set our minds to it. You cannot stop a generation that grew up in a digital world. They don't just use the internet, Prime Minister Oli. They are the internet. So the youth pushed back, okay? First, it started as a peaceful protest. Young people flooded the streets. Students, young workers, unemployed graduates, and everyday citizens who have had enough decided to take to the streets and protest for their rights. Now, what began as a peaceful march exploded into chaos when the government started attacking the peaceful protesters. Police fired tear gas into crowds of teenagers. They fired tear gas at the protesters. They even started firing live ammunition, which resulted in the killing of 19 young protesters. Some of the dead protesters were barely 18 years old. Hundreds of other protesters were injured. Hundreds. Many of them arrested and put in jail. And for what? For daring to ask, why are we poor when you are rich in the same country? Why can't I tweet without being watched by the government? Why are your sons living in London while I live without electricity in my country? Why did my brother die waiting for medicine in a broken hospital while you and your family fly to Singapore for medical checkups. This protest wasn't some radical Marxist uprising, guys, okay? It was a desperate cry from Nepali youth demanding to take their country back. Now, it was after the protesters were killed and shot dead, hundreds of them injured, like I said, by the police, many of them imprisoned for participating in the protest, that the protesters were kind of annoyed. They were enraged by the inhumane response from their government, so they went harder. They set fire to the homes of several prominent political figures, all the while lamenting frustration over corruption, economic inequality, and political instability. These were their reasons. And finally, their government seems to be caving in, because for the first time in years, the political class in Nepal was forced to react. Sharma Oli, the current Prime Minister of Nepal, has resigned. The government lifted the social media ban. They promised elections and they promised justice. And they promised to investigate the young people who were shot dead. Now, even though I don't think they are ever going to make good on these promises, because these politicians are extremely corrupt, and corrupt elites do not give up power willingly. I believe that these guys are just, hoping that the youth will get tired, okay? That the youth will forget and that things will go back to normal, back to corruption. The people of Nepal, and especially its young people, are showing the world what real resistance looks like. Not hashtag activism, not performative nonsense, but standing up and speaking truth to power and refusing to back down. So, to the elites of Nepal, this is what I say to you right now. Enjoy your policies. Enjoy your SUVs, enjoy your private tuitions, your private schools, okay? Enjoy it while you still can, because the people are awake now, and from what I can see, they are not going back to sleep anytime sooner. But as always, guys, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions. Please feel free to share yours in the comment section below, but do so respectfully. Also, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Subscribe to the channel. Like and share this video to keep people informed, and consider joining my membership or supporting the channel in the way that you can. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to catch you on the next one. For now, peace.